This is the We Are Wichita podcast, a podcast where we talk with local entrepreneurs, artists, and musicians. I'm your host, Alex Schneider, and in today's episode, we are talking with Ian Crane and Andy Boyd from Central Standard Brewing. This is We Are Wichita. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on the We Are Wichita podcast, bringing it back full circle. I appreciate you guys doing this again. And for anyone who's listening / watching, this is Ian Crane and Andy Boyd of Central Standard Brewing. And yeah, guys, so first question, jumping into it, how did CSB come to be?
So Ian and I were brewing beer at home, just kind of, started out as a hobby that we do, once a month or so, but quickly kind of became like more of a passion, and just brewing more and more frequently. And, we'd get feedback from friends and family on the beer. And that's how it started, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Home brewing together. And that goes all the way back to like 2005, 2006, when we back in our late college days. And yeah, just started as a hobby. And we started brewing beer, first batches, we're working on it, and then we're getting feedback from friends, and just kept on doing it for years. And we started throwing little parties too, and, barbecuing whole pigs, having music and kind of adding other elements and hosting parties at each other's houses and whatnot. And it kind of became a thing, and so it was a long time of quite a bit of practice.
Yeah. A lot of recipe development.
Yeah. Before we finally got the business going. And here we are 10 years into CSB.
So the home brewing and stuff, did you guys ever show up to parties and stuff like that? And people were like, what is this nonsense?
Most of the time they were pretty excited when we showed up with the home brew. Maybe not as excited on the first iterations of a recipe, but there was one that we made early on, and it was just almost undrinkable. We called that one Floor Cleaner.
What do we have? Like cardamom in a double IPA.
That was way over spice.
That was one of our very first brews. So things got a lot better after that. And then after quite a few years of home brewing, we started doing some guerrilla marketing and putting labels onto beers, and handing them out to bar owners and liquor store owners and stuff, like, hey, try this. And we started to kind of build a brand.
You guys kind of
years before we opened up this place.
Kind of just getting feedback and tweaking the recipe here and there.
Yeah. And, building some hype, like, gosh, you guys need to open up a brewery. That'd be great. You should open. This is great. It's really good.
And it started to be that there were, well-respected people in the craft beer scene already that, that were giving us positive feedback. So we had a good sense that we had at least, the recipe formulation, that side of it figured out.
Right.
But then, opening a business is a whole other animal. So that was exciting.
And that actually kind of leads into the next question. So over the past 10 years of building this business, was there a beer that you released that you were like, all right, this is the inflection point. We figured this out.
A single beer that,
we did so many of them. We got into mixed fermentation stuff, kind of sour Brett beers, when that was definitely a popular thing in the craft beer world. We did one we called Wild Pitch, and it was like a George Brett, early George Brett card, maybe a George Brett rookie card.
Yeah.
And just like this classic George Brett card, and we called it Wild Pitch. And we bottle conditioned this beer, and that was kind of like a big hit. Like
one that comes to me is the Moondog barrel in your basement. We had gotten together some other homebrewers in town because the task of filling an oak barrel like that, you know, as a home brewer is not easy unless you have a bigger homebrew system, and we didn't. So we got some friends to help us out. They brought their systems over, and we had this big day where we had to make all this, you know, liquid to ferment in the barrel. And when we started, you know, it took several months to age and, you know, ferment and do its thing. But when we started sampling it finally, just that was definitely a light bulb moment for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, look what we made here, you know, like something really unique and delicious.
Yeah. It was a port wine barrel from Grace Hill Winery, and we put kind of a darker base beer in it. Yeah. And turned out delicious. We aged some on blackberries and had some just straight up. That was really good, complex, had really cool labels. We used to like hand tear the labels out so they had kind of a rough edge on them. It was definitely a labor of love for sure. Bottle condition these beers. We had the big, thick Belgian style bottles that have a lot of CO2 in them and the cork tops on them. We had the corker and everything, and passing some of those out was really kind of like a cool moment. People were excited about it. We were excited about it. And that was, gosh, we were doing that probably 13 years ago or something, just a couple of years before we opened.
Yeah.
And with that, you said a couple of years before you opened, we're coming up on the 10 year. I mean, this is 10 years now that Central Standard has been around. You know, like I said, in the early We Are Wichita post, it was August 21st, I think is what I told you, in 2015. So we're coming up on it. 10 years, a decade. Like, I mean, did you guys even imagine that opening it up? I would assume, obviously, when you open up a business, you're like, yeah, this is like, we're doing the right thing. And obviously you know, there's been some lows, but you know, 2020, the year that
was a rough one.
And even before we opened this place up, we had our hurdles that we had to deal with to get the doors open here. Oh.
Did you have to like run through like permits and this and that and all that stuff?
Explain a little bit.
Yeah, it was
issues in the zoning.
It was a big deal. You know, before we opened up, our zoning being next to the park,
that's kind
of triggered, you know, not being able to have a bar, you know. We could have opened up a restaurant without messing with the zoning, but because we didn't want to run a kitchen and deal with that whole headache on top of the brewing side, we wanted to get that zoning right before opening up, and it was a deal. You know, there were a couple neighbors that, you know, weren't super hyped about it.
Right.
And it was mainly around parking, not alcohol related.
Gotcha.
But just explaining to these people that we're not a bar in the traditional sense. We're not a nightclub.
We were zoned as a nightclub.
Right.
It's kind of just the word nightclub sounds kind of scary. Oh, there's going to be stabbings and shootings and just kind of nonsense stuff like that.
Yeah. Obviously, before 2020, I do know that you guys were kind of working on another location. 2020 kind of killed that dream, killed a lot of dreams.
Yeah.
It was a tough year.
Definitely a tough year, but I will reiterate maybe that you guys did the canning and all that stuff. That was awesome. I mean, I tried to come as much as possible. So I know you guys had another location in mind, and then recently another, you know, you were talking about maybe opening up a Delano district, and I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about that. Or
yeah, we could talk about it. Yeah, both times we were kind of attempting to grow. It was going to be in Delano. We even went as far as buying property over there.
Yeah.
But as we started looking into what it would take to build what we needed, and what we had in our imaginations, the costs kind of just were a little prohibitive and a little scary, you know, because it was also a time when you're seeing breweries around the country start to close. When for as long as we've been open, it was just like a straight curve up for breweries opening, and now finally you're starting to see a decline, and it's these breweries that had a 30 barrel system which is what we had kind of envisioned for that. And these systems are going up for auction, and
Wow.
you're seeing a new one every week, and
Okay.
it got a little scary.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can just be happy with what you've got,
Absolutely.
So-
Yeah, no, this location is fantastic. So, I mean, obviously, the article that came out and everything, it was like pretty exciting that it was it meant to be kind of the new central hub of or the main.
It was going to be, we wouldn't have closed this.
Right, yeah,
But,
yeah.
it was going to have more of a production facility
Gotcha.
and a tap room over there.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty limited on what we can brew here.
Right.
The fermenters we've got here are pretty much full all the time.
Right,
And consumed by the tap room. So
Yeah.
And it's a small footprint. What we have over here, we can't really add any more fermenters with the space that we have without eating up more tap room space. And the tap room space here isn't quite as big as we'd like.
Right.
Definitely the inside seating. So it's challenging, but
So with that, are you guys ever going to entertain the possibility of another location, or is it like, because you said basically you guys maybe stepped back because of the fact that other breweries around the United States are closing, that kind of were the same numbers as what you were looking at for this new location. So with that, are you guys just playing it by ear?
Yeah, never say never. If the right deal comes along, and there's an opportunity, we're always open to the possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, just we've got a good thing going here. And,
Absolutely.
yeah.
the future definitely looks bright for CSB. So in this place is doing great. So for the possibility of another location, just is definitely promising. There's just no confirmed solid
Right.
details we can give you.
And with that, it's like that's what I love about CSB is you guys are constantly innovating. And you mentioned THC, possibly entertaining that in the future, and then also NA beers have become really, really popular. I know myself, from time to time, I like to enjoy quite a few NA beers. So, and for everyone out there, that NA non-alcoholic. So, are you guys entertaining that as well to have a Central Standard version?
The NA beers, we haven't necessarily gone down that rabbit hole. I know that to separate alcohol out of the beer is really expensive and just takes up more room than we have.
Gotcha.
They've been a huge hit. The sales of those have gone way up. One of our distributors that we get them from said that we're the biggest account for NA beers in the state.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we support people trying to cut back on alcohol.
I've taken some time here and there. So
and the THC thing is really interesting too. We started carrying those, and it was a little bit questionable as to if this was okay, but everyone we've talked to at the state level says that it's totally fine, at least for now. There's no movement to try to close that loophole or whatever it is.
Right.
So yeah, we're looking into making some of our own THC products.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the NA beers, the THC Delta 9,
right,
which is legal throughout the United States, has become really popular. So just like selling NA cans here, the THC cans have become really popular as well. And that is something that we have the capacity to do here within our brew house. We won't take up any more space than we need.
Yeah.
And so, definitely keep your eyes open for a CSB THC drink in the not too far future.
Yeah.
Dank Brewing rides again. For me, it's like, obviously I'm a big fan of craft beer. I do feel like you guys have contributed a lot to Wichita, and Wichita is something that I personally think you guys are, when I hear about Wichita or I hear people talking about Wichita, your name frequently pops up. Is that something that excites you guys, or is there something that
Yeah, we
like
love the craft beer community here in Wichita. It's pretty amazing, just the camaraderie that everyone has.
Yeah.
You know, if you run out of a bag of malt, you can call your buddy down the street and he'll drive it over for you. You know, it's a neat, very caring community.
Yeah, tight knit community amongst like the other breweries in town.
Right.
We're here to help each other out if we need something. It's Andy was saying we need to borrow something or they need to borrow something. We're there for them. And then just the craft beer scene has embraced us and loved CSB so much. I mean, this has been an awesome experience for us as business owners to create a space like this and to see the love that we've gotten from the community. And so it's been an awesome thing to be a part of.
and this is, I mean, I probably should have asked this earlier, but like, because we were talking about like kind of like the inception of CSB and everything like that. Like, Ian, like what happened? Like, how did you just come across being like, yep, I'm going to brew beer? Like, I mean, where did that come from? It's just because like, yeah, man, like,
yeah, you know,
do you have more of a science background?
It was really a passion project.
Okay.
From Andy and I starting as home brewers and just, you know, liking the science and the art behind it.
Yeah.
Because there's both included in it. And then a lot of self-education, reading books, trial and error.
Yeah.
And then scaling up from 10-gallon batches to, you know, 10-barrel batches, 8-barrel batches. That's a thing. But it really came from passion and love for the craft, and 10 years of doing it and just getting pretty good at it, being creative and always trying to push the envelope for kind of bold, different, crazy styles.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the beer, it's the environment, it's
right.
the music, you know, there's all these different things that really make CSB what it is.
Yeah.
So
it really is a place that you for me at least, and I know for many other people that will hopefully listen to this, it's definitely a place you can come to and it's just like, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so, was, you know, back to that real quick. Was there a beer that you just tried and you're like, I can do this better? It's like, this sucks. Is that, I mean, cause like, I know you say like your love for like home brewing and stuff, but like, what was it with the home brewing? Like, can you remember that moment? You're like, I'm going to brew beer.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. And just turning, you know, like saying, let's take this to the next level. We can do this, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, Andy, do you remember kind of a pivotal moment, when we were deciding like, hey,
did you guys go to school together or how did you guys meet?
We were buddies in high school.
Yeah,
okay.
buddies in high school.
Yeah. So we had a mutual friend. We didn't go to the same high school,
yeah.
but we hung out together.
Right. Okay.
And started hanging out. Yeah. Our senior year in high school, college, and where we started doing the homebrewing together, and always had this idea of, hey, let's open a business together. And then
that just kind of grew into be like, maybe it's beer.
Yeah. And when we started homebrewing together, it's like, yeah, let's open a business together. And it just kind of slowly formed this idea until it became more of a solid plan, putting the business plan together and finding a location, honing in the craft.
Right. So Andy, you did home brewing too, or?
Yeah. We both started at the same time. We actually both invested in the same homebrew equipment and kit. Yeah, there was a gap there when Ian moved to Vietnam, but we still stayed in contact.
All right.
And,
I'll let you finish your. Yeah, we'll get back to that. You go ahead.
I wasn't sure if he was going to come back from Vietnam, but we kept brewing beer and
what did okay, so maybe a question for both of you, and then we'll get back to the Vietnam one thing. But like the ones you homebrewed, was there a particular beer that or style of beer that you guys were just like, I'm sure it was probably different for both of you, or maybe it was the same. Was there one that was just like, I love this style of beer, and like that you love to just homebrew.
Yeah, I mean, IPAs are definitely up there with
Yep.
our favorite styles. Yeah, and kind of a pivotal moment that I remember is just having this IPA on tap in my basement that we made, and I was like, I don't know if I can find a better IPA at the store. Like,
Nice.
this is really good. So
Right on. Yeah. So is it like both of you guys were just brewing IPAs, or was there one in particular, like, or maybe was one better at the other where you guys like, I can do this one a little bit better? Or
I think most of the time it was like a collaborative process on recipe development and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and one would turn out really well, and then we'd work on it and tweak and try different hops with it, but always having fresh hoppy IPAs or pale ales on,
right,
getting into the sour game and the Brett game. And then, in the last few years, loving lagers, and those have really become popular, and for good reason.
Yeah, your guys' lagers
they're delicious. So, I mean,
when we first opened up, we hardly did any traditional styles of beer like that. Right. And that's become an evolution for us, and something that we've found a new passion in,
Yeah. I know my father-in-law, if he watches this or listens to it, he, like, the Hells, he just like tried it and he was like, I don't think I ever want to drink like a Miller or any of those other Pilsners ever again. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
When you can come to CSB and get a, like our deluxe, or
I guess your deluxe is
Czech style Pilsner, and you can get it on the side pull and get that nice frothy head kind of coming out of the mug. I mean, you can't beat that. And then, Helles as well. We'll throw that in between brewing our,
that's a Pilsner, right?
And that's, it is. Yeah. It's our German style, like just delicious. It's a little more malty and less hoppy than our Czech style pills. But I mean, you're getting it pulled off that side pull, and it's a beautiful thing. And the way it drinks, you just can't beat it.
Is that what you guys are? No, you guys are.
We got Special right now, which is delicious, and in the summertime,
Mexican lager.
Yeah, oh man, can't beat it. So.
Okay, so Vietnam.
So in 2010, 2011, my wife and I, before we were married, decided we were going to move to Vietnam to teach English. So it was this thing before we got married. We wanted this big adventure, and we had plans on opening a brewery together, but we had to go explore Southeast Asia. So we moved over there. We got jobs. We did some training for like our CELTA, kind of a teaching course.
Right.
So we were certified and could teach at college level and business level English, so we could get decent jobs, and spend a year in Vietnam. We spent a month in Cambodia, a couple months in Thailand, and had an amazing time. It was hard to move back, but I was getting the calls. Hey man, we got a business to open. So and our family was missing us as well. So we moved back after about a year, and kind of hit the ground running as far as looking for a location and figuring everything out we needed to do to open up a business, raising money. There was a lot involved. So we moved back in the summer of 2011. And I mean, it wasn't until 2015 till we opened our doors here. We had tried another building under contract. That didn't work out. It was just a lot, historical tax credits we were trying to use with it for part of the renovation. And there was a lot of work that needed to be done on the building. It was
just another,
didn't work out.
Couldn't make it feasible.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though it was a really cool building.
Yeah. Awesome,
really
awesome building.
neat historical building, but
And it's a building here in town.
Over in Old Town.
Okay. Has it been taken over by something else that you're just like?
I think the main space is actually still vacant.
Yeah.
But it needs a lot of infrastructure.
Not a lot, yeah.
So
It does.
anybody that's gonna
And then you guys
do it is gonna spend some money.
Well, and then you guys found this place, and it's just been,
And
awesome.
finding this place, there were naysayers like, oh man, it's kind of off the beaten path and it's by this park. Like, how are people going to know where you're at? why are you going to take that risk to open this place kind of in this neighborhood? And it ended up being a great choice because there's no noise pollution from cars going by. So you can be on the patio and enjoy like peace and quiet without cars zipping by. And you've got the green space with the park. You've got the playground for the kids. It ended up being an awesome choice for having a brewery here. And
I know we keep on talking, but more questions are kind of popping up for me. Yeah, so like you guys have opened up, you know, when you do the block parties and stuff like that, you kind of bled into Hyde Park. What is like, how did that happen? Or did that come to, like, is it just because you guys have, it's been 10 years, you guys have been amazing, you know, contributors to the city? Is it just something like, like let them do it?
Well, yeah, we, from the very beginning, we just appreciated being next to the park, and we've made several, you know, donations and do fundraisers at our block parties for the parks department. Yeah, it's been a good relationship with the people that run it. Yeah, I think it started when we did our block parties, it was just in the street in front of the building, which is great, but we have expanded it into the park. And it's even better because there's plenty of shade over there. People can kind of camp out all day for the parties. And,
for Boogie Down, that's, you know, this last year, it's like I feel like it expanded more into the Hyde Park, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, having that green space out there where people can lay blankets down, bring lawn chairs, get the stage in the park a little bit. We've got those big trees over there with the shade. Like it really adds an element that you just can't get setting up on asphalt, you know.
And then I meant to ask this earlier too, but as far as like the food trucks have become a big thing here at CSB, like when did that kind of pop up to, as far as like, hey, that, because you mentioned restaurants, you know, obviously we're having food here, which you guys do sell food here.
Yeah.
For anyone who's listening and watching, they sell food here. Is it LMNO pizza?
LMNO pizza.
Yeah. Dude, those are the cheeseburger pizza. Dude, it is tasty. So good. But I know that like running a restaurant, having those other responsibilities is just like, no.
Right.
But so is that your workaround kind of thing?
But from day one, we knew we wanted to have food trucks be part of the equation. And actually Flying Stove, I think, was there for our grand opening.
Nice.
And yeah, just, you know, food and beer just go together.
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of food option. So
yeah. I mean, is this giving too much away? Is Flying Stove going to be here for 10 years?
I don't know if we've booked out the food trucks yet.
Okay.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much sums up, I think, this little chit chat we've had. So, and I'll do an outro probably later, but thanks for being on the show, guys. Yeah, it was great.
Thank you.
Great talking to you, and great enjoying a beer with you. And for anyone out there, they watching or listening and whatever, come out August
23rd.
23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, August 23rd. A couple days after the initial opening and 10 years ago. So, man, time flies.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.